SoCal Land Rover retailers. Dodgers cruised in the opener, and then last night, all the drama. High fly ball to left center field. Way into the night to end the night. This night belongs to Chris Taylor. And the division as it stands right now belongs to the Dodgers by a game and a half. That is their largest lead of this season. As we say welcome inside, Dodgers going for the sweep tonight. Joe Davis or Hershiser. Alana Rizzo joins us in a moment. They've gone 17-7 over this last month. They've taken care of business against the teams they were chasing and a chance to sweep one of them tonight.
They've played very well when they've been behind. Now that they're out front, no time to be comfortable. Take the game and a half lead and try and extend it.
Behind Walker Buehler, who last week threw 8 shutout innings in St. Louis, and you get fired up every time he takes the ball at this point.
That's a special day when Walker Buehler's out there. Clayton Kershaw, the ace last night. This is 1A. Walker Buehler coming off the best start of his career. Those 8 innings were almost immaculate. The fastball location was fantastic. Both sides of the plate really showed that he could go up the ladder by commanding the lower half of the strike zone and then elevating.
Facing the Rockies and Tyler Anderson tonight. Chris Taylor will be back in there leading things off for the Dodgers as they try to make it 7 out of their last 8. 18 of the last 25 and trying to extend the lead to its largest mark of the season. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your SoCal Land Rover retailers. And with that thrilling win last night here at the division standings, entering the final game of this series, the Dodgers by 1.5 games over the Rockies. The Diamondbacks fading almost out of contention over the last couple weeks. Joe Davis, Or Hershiser, and down in the field tonight, brought to you by El Pollo Loco, Alana Rizzo.
Joe, and what he called probably the biggest hit of his career, Chris Taylor is sending the Dodgers fans home happy with that walk-off home run in the 10th inning. And in fact, Chris Taylor is the first Dodger to hit a home run in a game in which he played second, center field, and left field. An interesting note, particularly because it continues to illustrate the amount of depth that this team has. We've heard about it all season long. And in fact, tonight is game 153. In the first 152 games, the Los Angeles Dodgers have used 146 different lineups. Just going to prove that, again, it's the depth, it's working regardless of who they put in there. In fact, Jock Peterson not in the lineup tonight. Yasiel Puig not in the lineup tonight. Max Muncy not in the lineup tonight. He has 33 home runs. Just goes to show you it takes everybody.
No question about it, Alana. The Dodgers, behind those ever-evolving lineups, have won 6 of 7. National League best 17-7 over their last 24 games, and their largest lead of the season at 1.5 games. Take a look at the lineup for the Rockies with Blackmon to lead things off, and then LeMahieu and David Dahl. Nolan Arenado moves down a spot to hit cleanup. It's Parra hitting 5th, and Desmond, McMahon, and Iannetta doing the catching for Tyler Anderson against Walker Buehler, who the performance of his life in St. Louis on Friday night with 8 shutout innings. Blackmon climbs in, and off we go with a fastball at 96 that splits the plate for strike 1.
Blackmon on an 11-game hitting streak, the hottest Rocky hitter, and right there at the top of the order. You'll have to face him at least 4 times.
And at this point, really the only hot Rocky hitter. Colorado's managed only 7 runs in the 5 games on this road trip they're on. Dealt with Ryu on Monday, then Kershaw last night.
Don't forget about that Dodger bullpen. They've been outstanding for a long time now.
Line drive, base hit to center. Blackmon extends a hitting streak to a Major League best 12 games.
Walker Buehler picking up right where he left off in his great last start, throwing a lot of strikes. This one a little bit too much in the middle. No matter what velocity a big league hitter can time a bullet.
Leadoff man on, up comes DJ LeMahieu. As part of this struggling offensive road trip for the Rockies, LeMahieu's gone 2 for 19. Rockies looking for the first division title in franchise history. They started this month of September behind their manager Bud Black by winning 5 in a row. And the best record in the National League over a 2.5-month span. But they've gone 5-7 over the last 2 weeks. Now to 0-1 pitch. LeMahieu watches strike 2.
Walker establishing the fastball. And he sure can at 96 to 98 miles an hour. If it's anywhere near the halves of the plate, or if he decides to go down or up, just getting in that vicinity with that velocity is good. Just stay out of the middle.
Grandolph found that. Blackmon holds on at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's really surprising to think about this Rocky offense struggling the way they are with all the resumes and talent that they have. And they're not only struggling, they're starting to show their frustration. It's gone on for a long time in these big games, and especially Nolan Arenado tossing his helmet last night, shaking his head, kind of just beating himself up.
Just off of the plate, 2-2. Very uncharacteristically forced defensive play as he tried to flip that ball to third, wound up going to left field and allowing tying run to score. It was Arenado's first 2-error game in 2 years. Here comes the 2-2, and LeMahieu punches it foul. They've seen a bunch of Buehler. 4 starts for Walker against Colorado this year. 2 of them good, 2 of them not as good. And his last time out, which was at Coors Field on September 8th, was his only loss over the last 2 months. Rockies got him for 4 runs over 6 innings. He deals another 2-2, and Blackmon or LeMahieu fouls it back again.
LeMahieu, a good fastball hitter. A lot of good fastball hitters on this Rockies team, but you get a scouting report like that and you're Walker Buehler with his tools, you say to yourself, not my fastball.
Look out. Full count.
That doesn't seem close at 88 to 92, but yeah, at that velocity it feels really close.
97 for a shave. Barber Buehler. 3-2. Baltimore chop left side. Turner somehow collects it, but it's under the glove of Bellinger. Blackmon advances to third, and they've got them cornered with nobody out.
Outstanding soft hands from Justin Turner. He'd like to have the throw back, but much of the time Bellinger should have that. You can see it wasn't beyond his stretch where he had to get it on a hop.
We take a look at our Dodger defense, brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. Turner committed an error in last night's game that allowed a run to score, but then had a critical play that got a little bit lost because of all the late drama with Chris Taylor's home run, but that preserved the tie in the 7th inning.
It wasn't lost on Clayton Kershaw. He was battling throughout the night. The 5 walks, but only 3 hits, and the defense did pick him up right there.
First and third, nobody out. Here's David Dahl. Fouling it back, strike 1. Dahl just 24 years old. Hitting third for only the 3rd time this season as Bud Black tries to shake things up, jar the offense. Offense that overall has been productive this year in the top part of the National League in many categories. That kicks away, but not far enough. 1-1. Strike 2.
This is where Walker Buehler can take a shot or two to strike him out. And what I mean by that, maybe make a ball look like a strike, end up a ball, not necessarily having to throw a strike. But you don't want to take too many shots like that early in the game when all of a sudden you risk putting up a crooked number.
2-2.
9 strikeouts in his last 8 innings, and it started against St. Louis, so he's got the put away stuff.
Blackmon at third, LeMahieu at first. Buehler to the plate with a 2-2, and it's in the dirt and blocked by Grandal.
That's the pitch that we've seen a lot of growth with Walker. He actually changed his grip with the curveball, and he started landing it for more and more strikes. Here going for the strikeout curveball, but it was never a strike. No piece of the strike zone visually to that.
Here comes the 3-2, and he walked him. Rockies have loaded the bases before Buehler's gotten an out. You know, the Rockies looking at this game in a lot of ways as a must-win game, even though it's a game-and-a-half deficit. There's still a week and a half to go. Just the thought of coming into this series leading and having led for much of the summer, and to leave 2.5 back with not an easy finish to the schedule. A lot of people think that may be too much to overcome.
They need to win a game to turn their chemistry around, and the best player on their team, who is in the worst slump, up at the plate.
A lot of that slump has looked like him coming out of what he normally does, trying a little too hard. People around the Rockies talk about how hard he works, how much he cares as he fouls this one off. And against the Dodgers over the last 7 games, and this corresponds with that shoulder injury that happened in early August. He says it doesn't bother him at the plate, but the numbers would say that it has.
That might not hurt him to swing because he's actually favoring it. So a lot of people around the Rockies say he wasn't loading the way he normally does, as far as pushing his hands back away from his body to kind of load his arm and the shoulder. And have been carrying his hands forward, something that Nolan has also noticed and has been working on.
A 1-1 pitch that rides up. 2 balls, 1 strike. The Rockies in this critical game against one of the best pitchers in the National League over the last couple months have their sights set on a crooked number. The 2-1 pitch. Arenado swings and misses. 2-2.
When a pitcher is throwing the way Walker Buehler is now, he just needs to be in the strike zone. His ball is alive. The Rockies don't see it in the strike zone. They are not offering because they have no chance at borderline pitches.
Career high 9 Ks in his last start. Use one here. Arenado somehow stays alive, climbing the ladder after 99. And we'll do the 2-2 again.
You know he's in swing mode. 2 strikes and your velocity. So if you've got the cutter that has really gotten much better of late, he was burying it to the St. Louis left-handed hitters. And right here, that would be low and away to Arenado.
Went to it to get him for a big first out. Get out of his brain, Hershiser.
Cutter, slider, something that moves right to left is what you needed right there, and he executed it perfectly. The fastball away on the pitch before was up and slightly away, so you know he's looking for the ball out over the plate. Give him something and move it.
It's hard to find a first out of a game that feels that big. Far from out of the woods, Gerardo Parra, who has a home run against Walker Buehler. A hit, an error, and a walk. And the first one to Parra is fouled off, strike 1.
Most pitchers around baseball have a bad average when the batter puts the first pitch in play. Walker Buehler is against that tide. He has a very low batting average against on the first pitch. They have a tough time catching up to him.
Talking about that home run that Parra had against him, that was in May. Buehler's faced the Rockies more than any team in his young career. Felt like during his debut last year, that's about all he faced. Month of September. That's his 1-1 fly. Gets in the hands, breaking the bat of Parra. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, between the Rockies and then also the soft landing the Dodgers gave Walker Buehler as he moved into the rotation this year. He'd probably rather see all the other people like Miami, San Francisco, San Diego, Cincinnati There was some nice starts there for him to get his feet wet and to settle in, and it's been a great plan to bring him along. How they've maneuvered the rotation early, and now look at pitching the biggest games of the year and making sure he's in them. It's some pretty good teaching by that man and managing by Dave Roberts.
He struck out Arenado. He's gone to 2-2 on Parra. Bases loaded, first inning. 2-2. Chopped softly. Buehler will come home with it for out number 2.
It's a nice job. The game can start to speed up on you in the first inning. You're not really in your rhythm. You got bases loaded, no out. You get a chopper like this, his feet almost get tangled up, settles in right there and knows it's just a one-out play. Well, halfway through the attack on this ball, he realizes this is just one out. I can get it done. Take the one and be glad there's 2 outs, bases loaded. A lot better than no out.
You got Buehler turning his shoulders. They're throwing on the run. Grandal's got to be like, oh, God, how hard's this one coming? He took a little off. Up comes Desmond. Golden opportunity for the Rockies, and Buehler trying to slam the door, but instead Desmond's able to deliver a shot into center that brings home 1 and 2, and the Rockies lead it 2-0. So Ian Desmond able to cash in, scoring LeMahieu and Dahl. And they are able to break through against Buehler in the first.
First pitch effectiveness against Buehler is not good around the league, but Desmond doesn't look at that stat. He attacks it right there and goes right back up the middle.
Two-out chance for Ryan McMahon. Boy, that swing from Ian Desmond right there, that is as big of a swing as the Rockies have had in a while. And I know they've had some walk-off home runs, some dramatic wins late in games in Denver. But when you think of the big picture of what coming away with a 0 in that inning would have meant mentally. One-on-one.
It changes the whole vibe on their club. They could spiral down in a hurry. They've had 2 rough games against the Dodgers. They've fallen out of first place. They're staring one eye on the wild card and one eye on the division. And almost left bases loaded, no out in the first against the Dodgers with a 0.
2 balls, 1 strike. Walker Buehler, 32 pitches here in the first.
He was filling the strike zone up in the first 2 hitters. Then the error happens, and all of a sudden he's been around the edges looking for strikeouts and looking for outs, and the Rockies have taken a lot of them.
Strike 2.
It's a mental test for a starting pitcher. You think about the outing, you break it down in your head, you plan it out, and everything in your head has to do with getting outs and getting people out and not giving up runs. And then all of a sudden you're confronted with this early. It takes some mental toughness.
2 on, 2 out. 2-2 is taken high. The runners will get a head start as he nears a new high for number of pitches in an inning this year. And the bullpen is active way earlier than anybody envisioned. Zach Roskup throwing.
Everybody available on both sides. Day off tomorrow for both clubs.
Slap foul. Buehler threw 37 pitches in 1 inning in Texas. 36th coming here. 37 was the most he's ever thrown. Parr leads off of second. Desmond at first, and he gets McMahon swinging to finish the inning. But the Rockies get a 2-out, 2-run single from Ian Desmond, and the Dodgers come to bat against Tyler Anderson when you come back. Taylor stole the show last night, but it's been more than just one game for him. In fact, in this month of September, he's 3rd in the National League in average and in slugging.
It is so much fun to see him do well. We see the work on a daily basis. We know the passion and intensity he brings to the job, no matter how he's doing on the field. And to see that work pay off for a guy like this is fantastic.
They'll lead things off again tonight in front of Turner and Machado, and then the lone left-handed hitter in the lineup in Cody Bellinger. Kemp in right, Hernandez in center. Grandal catches, Dozier hitting 8th, and Walker Buehler bats 9th. So you've got Buehler, who over the last 2 months has been as good as anybody in the National League. Tyler Anderson, on the other hand, last 2 months has the single worst earned run average in baseball.
Walks and home runs, and that's not a good combination against the Dodger lineup. Very disciplined as far as chasing balls outside the strike zone, and very good at hitting home runs.
Latest of which was Chris Taylor's first career walk-off home run. Takes a first pitch changeup for a strike. Last time Chris hit a walk-off home run was the summer after his freshman year of college. This in a collegiate summer league. And they said the tone was a little bit different. Here you had 50,000 people screaming their heads off. There it was like, all right, good, we can go home now. One ball and one strike. Taylor takes ball 2. Anderson's made 4 starts against the Dodgers this year, very similar to Walker Buehler. 2 of them really good, 2 of them not. The one that he made here, which was in late June, he fired 8 shutout innings. So this is a guy who's capable of spinning off a good one when the Rockies need it most. If he does, it'll just be a left turn from what it's looked like lately.
He's looking to keep the ball down a little bit better, keep it out of the air. Looking to have his changeup continue to come along.
Taylor shoots one the other way, and a nice sliding play by David Dahl for the first out.
It's a screamer. Could have been a home run if it was elevated like last night. A line drive and a nice play by Dahl. It is a very good sign for Chris Taylor and his future as an offensive player. Line drives to right.
2-0, bottom of the first. Here's Justin Turner. It seems like whoever the Rockies throw, Turner has ridiculous numbers against him, especially against Tyler Anderson, though. He's 13 for 26 with a home run and 3 doubles. Oh, and 2.
It's high school numbers against your crosstown rival.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was varsity my freshman year through my senior year, and I owned this guy.
Right. I actually do have a little bit of history back to right after Anderson was in high school. Anderson went to Oregon and was part of the first recruiting class there after the program was reinstated. And the head coach was George Horton, who coached Turner at Cal State Fullerton. Takes this one low and away, 2-2. And before that first season, so while Anderson was going into his freshman year, Horton brought Justin Turner up to Eugene just to share his experiences of being in a successful program. And Anderson was one of the guys in the audience. Turner addressed the team and pointed Anderson out and said, "You, yeah, you, I'm going to own you one day."
Just trying to motivate him.
If that was a goal, it didn't work. We'll do it again at 2-2. "28-year-old out of Las Vegas, Nevada, rocks and deals another 2-2, and Justin Turner flies one to center field for Charlie Blackmon. 2 gone. We were talking about Nolan Arenado's defensive struggles last night. We look at our Rockies defense, brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. You don't mean to pick on a guy. You just bring it up because it's so jarring because he's so good normally.
He's fantastic normally. You see the frustration. The shoulder has bothered him, and that has creeped into the mentality that he normally has, which is very intense, but intensely positive. And it doesn't feel like it's there right now.
Good chance he's on his way to his 6th consecutive Gold Glove. One of 2 players ever to win Gold Gloves in each of his first 5 years. That's a strike on Machado. Other one is Ichiro. He had a bit of an advantage. He was already in his late 20s when he came over. A little bit inside, 1-1. Couple borderline takes. 2 balls, 1 strike.
We might see Manny cheat on this one. I mean, started early and looking to pull.
Yanks one towards the left field corner. Parr is back. Makes the catch over the shoulder. You were right. Parr was able to go back to bring it in and finish off a 1-2-3 first. Rockies trying to salvage a game out of the 3 in this series. Final time they meet up this season. Joe, Oral, and Alana back at Dodger Stadium. What do we got? Hot dog, little Dodger dog, some fries, 2 Dodger dogs.
She's got to be getting that for her kids. She's not eating all that. No way.
It's quite a plate. It's a long game, though. Strike 1 on Chris Iannetta.
You're allowed to come back in the later innings.
This time of year, I don't know if you want to leave your seat. 8-9-1 for the Rockies after that bumpy first inning for Buehler. All things considered, probably could have been worse. But you can also look at it another way and say that if not for the error, it would have been better.
Yeah, the error kind of set him behind and put him in a different mode. He was throwing strike after strike. After that error, he was only about 50% strikes and did not really land the slider or the curveball to get him off the fastball. That inning is devastating if you're coming out of the pen after the 6th inning as a starter. You just got to find a rhythm and hold them right there until the 6th or 7th inning.
Coming inside with an 0-2, and Iannetta with a nice take for ball 1. Chris Iannetta, veteran catcher, 0 for 3 last night. One of several guys in this lineup that has a home run against Walker. It came just a couple weeks ago. This time he looks at a breaking ball for strike 3.
Perfect breaking ball that he really did not have in the first inning.
Pitcher number 44, Tyler Anderson.
Threw one good one like that. He's looking for a few more.
The pitcher, Anderson. 2 of his 4 hits this year came in 1 game against the Dodgers. Strike 1. Dave Roberts wowed some people and created some buzz when he talked about Walker Buehler being strong enough to deadlift 500 pounds after his start on Saturday and on Friday in St. Louis. That's perfectly placed. He's got back-to-back Ks to open the 2nd. Brandon McDaniel, the Dodgers strength coach, says that pound for pound, Walker Buehler is one of the single strongest players he's ever been a strength coach for. And Brandon's been doing it for a while.
The build would fool you.
And he said it's not just raw strength. Like some guys can just move weight. There's an incredible explosiveness with it too. He'll get down on that deadlift bar and just explode up with it. 500 some pounds. Squats over 400. Could do more, but not really any reason to. It's ball 1 on Charlie Blackmon.
The risk reward is that equation's off balance for that.
So there are a couple things. First, they had a really good strength and conditioning program at Vanderbilt where Walker played his college ball. And then in his year recovering from Tommy John surgery, a lot of that time when he couldn't throw, he spent strength in his lower half. A 1-1. Strike 2. Another guy who popped to mind for Brandon McDaniel is pound for pound as strong as any guy he's coached is Austin Barnes. Two and two on Blackmon.
That fastball right there is the one that he's trying to eliminate. It's too high right out of his hand. It's just an uncompetitive pitch. And that sets your pitch count back and doesn't really set up a hitter.
Able to strike him out with a fastball that was a little bit more enticing, and he strikes out this side in the second. Performance spotlight. Last 15 games for Cody Bellinger, putting up good numbers. And if you go back even farther than that, to the beginning of August, he's top 10 in the National League in just about every major offensive category.
He's really settling in his approach at the plate. Multiple swings and approaches now, depending on the situation. It really is showing well.
Owns a home run against Tyler Anderson lifetime. And takes ball one. It's the only left-handed hitter in there against Anderson tonight. The Dodgers as a team have been a whole lot better against left-handed pitching lately. In fact, 11-4 the last 15 games against left-handed starters. 2 balls, no strikes.
Tyler Anderson does not have a big, strong curveball, so you get to a point with a few left-handed hitters that you don't mind having him up there. He also has reverse splits where lefties have hit him at a higher average than righties.
Bellinger yanks it on a bounce to LeMahieu. And Anderson's retired the first 4.
Right fielder, number 27, Matt Kemp.
Up comes Matt Kemp. After the first ground ball out that Tyler Anderson gets tonight, he has the second lowest ground ball rate in the National League, which is not the way to live when your home ballpark is Coors Field. His first one to Kemp is lifted to left field, and Parra won't even move. Long gone to open the scoring on a Kemp home run. 2-1 game here in the second. 20th of the season for Kemp, and the National League high 30th allowed by Anderson.
Carl's Cam captures it. Dave Roberts said he wanted to get Matt Kemp going. That's why Yasiel Puig's not in there tonight. Says Matt is an integral part of this team. We need to get him hot. Matt, you did it.
And now Kike Hernandez taking strike one.
You mentioned that Anderson gives up a lot of fly balls, and there's a lot of hard fly balls that he's given up this year. That's his 30th home run he's given up.
Lock in Hershiser.
Did you just give it?
Oh yeah, I gave it.
Way to go.
We're really hammering that point home well there, I think. 101. And Matt was talking around the cage today about how he feels like he's in a home run drought. That was his first one since the first game of September. That big one on a Saturday night against Arizona. Only his second over the last calendar month. And Mayhew catches it for out number 2. But then he was quick to say, you know what, though? They come in bunches. So he's hoping that that's the start of a nice little run here.
Just telling somebody right there was a fastball. Anderson tries to keep the ball down, but those fly balls come from a lot of his pitches missed by about 6 inches up, and that is the sweet spot to get the barrel on it.
2 gone and a 1-run game in the second. Yasmani Grandal takes a first pitch breaking ball low. Kemp, the 7th Dodger to reach a 20 home run mark. It's a franchise record. One. A lot of off-speed stuff from Anderson so far. Ball 2.
Anderson goes with that abbreviated leg kick every once in a while. He did that to Taylor, now doing it to Grandal, where he doesn't take the full leg kick where the knee comes up above the waist.
Here it comes with a 2-1, and Grandal looks at ball 3. His manager Bud Black has said, you know, the stuff has been fine. He didn't have diminished velocity, still getting the right kind of movement on his pitches. He's just simply not locating. Here on a 3-1, he hits the zone for strike 2. Third major league season. Former first-round pick of the Rockies. Roxon fires a payoff. Grandal looks at ball 4. Well, you started the inning by saying Anderson has struggled because he gives up a lot of homers and a lot of walks, and he's given up 1 of each here in the second.
And this is a Dodger lineup that is getting more and more circular, where each guy is feeling better about their swing or is producing. And Brian Dozier is really the back end of this circle. He's looking to get it going and starting to feel better, but not getting the results yet.
Brian Dozier with 2 gone. Strike 1. Dozier with an 0 for 3 last night, 3 for his last 45. Kind of slump that you didn't figure would happen with this guy, even though the average had been low in Minnesota. It's enough of a track record where you didn't figure a slump would last this long. It's a high fly ball to deep center field. Back goes Blackmon at the wall with room. And Brian at this point is wondering if it will ever end for him. But the Dodgers have gotten on the board with a Matt Kemp home run. Number 20 of the season makes it 2-1 after 2. home run. The Dodgers have cut the deficit in half.
Get the cup, you get the run, and you're Walker Buehler, and you get back out there, and you're in a big game, and now all of a sudden that kind of changes your brain chemistry. Like, I got some support behind me. I need to keep posting up some zeros.
2, 3, and 4 for the Rockies here in the third. Got their runs in the first inning and a 2-out single from Ian Desmond. Mayhew takes ball 1. Reached on an error that had led to those 2 first-inning runs being unearned against Buehler. The error was on Turner. Bounced gently back to Buehler, but he kicks it, and LeMahieu's aboard. Second error tonight on the Dodgers.
26, David Dahl.
He's an absolutely amazing athlete, and he will tell you he should have this 99 out of 100, maybe 100 out of 100, but assumed something, hit the heel of his glove, and got real unlucky by kicking it.
David Dahl rips a line drive to right. That is down for a hit. Kemp does well to keep it in front of him. First 2 have reached in the third.
Number 28, Nolan Arenado.
A few of these Rocky hitters are saying, I don't want to get to his slider or his cutter or his curveball. I'll pick on the first fastball that I can reach. Desmond did it. Dahl did it right there.
Another chance for Nolan Arenado. As many know, Arenado from Southern California, Lake Forest. Went to El Toro High School. I grew up a Dodger fan, idolizing Adrian Beltre. Played in a sectional championship game at Dodger Stadium. Played in it, won. He got the first 3 hits of his major league career here, including his first home run. On a 2-0, he fouls it back 2-1. His roots here, but a little farther down the family tree, and his father from Cuba. He's gone out of his way to learn as much as he can about those Cuban roots and learn the story of his family fleeing the country in the 1960s. That's poked foul into the dugout, 2-2. His father left in the 60s when he was 6 years old. Spent a year in Spain and then joined his aunt in Southern California. And so the Arenado family's been there since then. And Nolan had always wanted to visit, go back to Cuba, and he was able to do that for the first time a couple off seasons ago with a whole big group of family members, 20-some family members. He strikes out for the second time tonight and is the first out here in the third. Call that trip life-changing, though. Plans to go back, wants to take some gloves and bats and different equipment to give away to kids there. Walker Buehler with his 6th strikeout of the night. First and second one gone, and the hitter's Gerardo Parra. Strike one.
A different movement on that one right there, more the two-seamer or even the changeup. And say 90 miles an hour changeup, Oral? Yeah.
Threw it again.
That's definitely the changeup. The two-seamer is more about 93 to 95. You can sometimes even throw it above 95. Right there with the four-seamer that's all the way up to 99. But yeah, 90-91 with that movement is his changeup.
Which he almost completely deserted for about a month stretch. Just brought it back a little bit the last couple starts. It's ahead of par 1 and 2, turning the fastball back up.
That's what we saw in St. Louis in the last start. He was like a video game pitcher. He could just dial up anything. He had 4 strikeouts on his fastball, 4 strikeouts on his curveball, 1 on his cutter. He was dotting everything, but like Clayton Kershaw last night, you don't have your best stuff all the time, but you figure out a way to give your team a chance to win.
8 full innings for the first time in his major league career in that start in St. Louis. Dave Roberts said that he needed to see Walker do that. Needed to know that he could get through 8 like that if pushed. And even as confident as Walker is, Dave thought Walker needed to see that he was capable of that. 1-2 again, gets him swinging. And after back-to-back base runners to open the inning, back-to-back strikeouts for Walker.
A lot of respect for Parra's ability to hit the fastball, so slowed him down with 3 out of 4 pitches being his changeup, and then gave him what Parra is good at hitting, but in the tough location at 98 up. Slowed him down and then beat him to the spot.
Same situation he was in with Desmond in the first inning. That is 1 out away from getting out of a jam. Right, that time around, Desmond was able to come through.
Desmond picked on the first pitch fastball. It wasn't well located, and he timed it up to hit it right back up the middle.
Fouls off the first one. Well, the Rockies with the 1-for-6 performance with runners in scoring position tonight. On this road trip now 4 for 36. LeMahieu started the inning by reaching on an error. Dahl then singled. Arenado and Parra both down on strikes. The 0-1 pitch was a little bit high. Fielder gets another opportunity to field one on the mound. This one he's got. That's that for the Rockies in the 3rd.
Follow the race to the postseason on MLB.tv for $25.99. Watch every Auto Market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this limited time offer.
I see our efforts have not worked. That is strike one on Walker Buehler. Can no longer with a straight face try and push that on the people, Oral. It's not a good deal anymore. It will be soon.
I read it quickly.
Yeah. 1-1. That said, you should definitely get it. I like my job. 2-1. Rockies getting 2 in the first inning. Dodgers responding with a solo homer from Matt Kemp in the second. And some good contact against Anderson, but just 1 hit, 1 walk. Wow, a bullet right back to him that he spears. More good contact with no results.
Walker Buehler, tongue-in-cheek, will probably like, I get a chopper to me and it deflects off my glove. I kick it to the third baseline. Then I hit a bullet. Oh, almost twist my ankle coming out of the box. And Anderson grabs that. That's self-defense.
102 miles per hour right back at Anderson. Quick reflexes. 1 out in the third, and it's Chris Taylor. Clubbed it opposite field line drive his first time up, but David Dahl made a nice play on it. Home run last night came against Adam Ottavino for Chris Taylor. Guy that previously had given him fits. In fact, he'd just put a ball in play against him once prior to that. Right-handed pitchers can be, or right-handed hitters can have a really hard time seeing the ball coming out from Ottavino. That's lifted foul, 1-2. You were pointing out on that last replay, Walker Buehler awkwardly coming out of the box.
As he comes across home plate, watch Walker right here. See the ankle kind of twist right there. That step right now. Yeah, that ankle twisted a little bit. He went down the tunnel and Rick Honeycutt followed him.
2 out.
Number 10, Justin Turner.
First strikeout of the night for Tyler Anderson. Justin Turner comes up with 2 gone. Or at least at this point, it's quiet down there. Nothing in 1.
Walker has pitched with multiple injuries this year and toughened it out. I don't think something like that, unless it's serious, is going to get him out of a game. He might tape it or something if he twisted it a little bit.
Turner yanks one softly to left field, and Gerardo Parra puts it away. 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Anderson. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by BMW. See a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers, or visit SoCalBMW.com. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time. Well, non-contact injuries like the one that looked like Walker Buehler might have suffered coming out of the box here, those can be scary. Good to see him back on the mound, ready to face the bottom third of the Rockies order here in the fourth. Missing with his first pitch to Ryan McMahon. Something about these Rockies. Buehler just can't get out of an outing all in one piece. It was the Rockies' Trevor Story that hit the line drive that fractured his rib. And then it was against the Rockies where he collided with Max Muncy and pitched through a leg injury for several starts after that. That's something that was public, something that he cared to share with anybody, but it's come out since. There was more going on there than he let on from that collision. On a 1-1 pitch, chopper to second. Dozier's got it. That was interesting listening to Rick Honeycutt talk about that leg injury today and how it maybe helped him because it forced him to slow everything down.
Yeah, his rhythm really changed, and it became more about precision with the delivery than explosiveness. And I think that really fed into some of the theories that Rick was trying to get him to not only grasp but really cling on to and say, you know what, this is who I am. I don't need that extra mile an hour or two. I'd rather have the ball exactly where I want it to be.
Iannetta, another bouncer. Easy play. Turner, 2 up, 2 down.
The Dodgers begin their final weekend at home, hosting the Padres in a 3-game series beginning Friday at 7:10. After the game, enjoy the final Friday night fireworks display of the season presented by Denny's. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Well, half of the pitches Buehler threw tonight came in that first inning. Getting things back under control and delivering strike one to Anderson. He's at 70 now with 2 out in the fourth. Quickly 0-2. Not been his best night, but man, look down at the scorecard. And it's on the doorstep of an 8th strikeout through 4 innings here. 1 short of his career high already. To the bottom of the fourth we go after a 7-pitch top of the half. Top half of the inning for Buehler.
In the bottom of the fourth inning, another day, another award for veteran player Chase Utley. Time now to take a look at the Indeed career resume, and congratulations for Chase Utley, who won the 13th annual Roy Campanella Award. Now, this is the award that's basically named after, of course, Roy Campanella. It's the 13th year of the award, as I mentioned, and it's the best player who exemplifies the spirit and leadership of the late Hall of Fame catcher. This award, I think, is one of the most important, guys, because it's voted upon by Dodger uniformed personnel. So Chase Utley's teammates, Chase Utley's coaching staff, and Utley becomes the second Dodger to win the award twice, joining three-time Cy Young Award winner, of course, Clayton Kershaw, who won the award back-to-back in 2013 and 14. And members of Campanella's family will present Chase Utley with the award during pregame ceremonies on Saturday. So congratulations, Chase. A big award, big honor.
For sure. One of the all-time greats, Roy Campanella. He's in the Hall of Fame, was an all-star 8 times in his 10 major league seasons. All of them with Brooklyn. His major league debut when he was 26 after the color barrier was broken. And still had some good baseball left in him before that tragic accident, before the team relocated to Los Angeles. It's Manny Machado to open this fourth. So he never played in Los Angeles, but 1959, the largest crowd in baseball history went to the LA Coliseum for an exhibition game as a tribute to Campy. 93,000 people. 2-0 on Machado. A few years after that, first 3 Dodger numbers were retired. 32, 42, 39. It was in 1972. 2-1 on Machado.
In Vero Beach in spring training as a young Dodger, got to spend a lot of time with Roy Campanella. He would be over in the string area, which was where the pitchers did their side works, and they called it the string area because they had strings up for the strike zone where the catchers would sit behind the strings and you'd throw what you would hope in those days through the strings or around it, and Roy would be there in his wheelchair behind us as we worked out, and he would watch our workouts, and then we were either asked or go over and kneel next to his wheelchair, and then he would go over your session with you and talk to you about pitching. And it usually turned out that there would be 4 or 5 guys around him constantly listening to the wisdom to that particular pitcher, even if it wasn't about them.
Bouncing ball to Ian Desmond. Machado's the first out of the fourth.
He had a very easy way about him. He was easy to listen to, and even on the strong topics where he was really trying to guide you away from something, you just knew that he cared about you and that he loved you and that he loved the Dodgers. And so people just gravitated to him. It was just ridiculous how nice a man he was, but how much wisdom he had as far as baseball and life. Quite a perspective.
Known as such a tough player. Many broken bones in his hands and his fingers throughout his career. 1 gone on a 1-run game in the fourth. Cody Bellinger takes ball 1 from Anderson. You know, Campy once caught 6 games in 1 day in the winter leagues. 4 games in 1 day as a Negro leaguer. Ball on a strike.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you just think about doing the squats behind the plate and getting down to give the sign, I mean, it was a little more upright in that day. You didn't get all the way completely down because the strike zone was higher. But still, just to be on the field for 6 games, more or less catch.
Well, think about it now in a doubleheader. You never see a guy catch both games of a doubleheader.
No.
Let alone 6. 1 and 2.
I didn't know if there was enough daylight in the day to have 6 games.
Well,
first game must have been 8, 9 in the morning.
These days there isn't.
Yeah.
The pace they moved at was a little better. Fewest plate appearances of any Hall of Fame position player. He packed so much into his short time in the majors. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Cody Bellinger. Crackbat flare that's caught by Arenado. Tuga. Up comes Matt Kemp. We take a look at his home run on StatCast AI, powered by AWS, and we should StatCast Para's first step.
Everybody knew it was gone as soon as it was hit. Matt Kemp put his head down and jogged. Para put his head down and didn't even watch it.
Credit for the commitment to not even turning and looking. Why are you looking at me like I have three heads?
I'm wondering where you're about to go.
It's just a really strong effort to not look at it.
The last one I remember who did that, and it's not a fun memory, is when Jack Clark hit it off of Tom Niedenfear in 1985, and Pedro Guerrero, I think, didn't look and then threw his glove down. Was not good.
Ball and a strike on Kemp. One and two. A pop-up. And Anderson, who came into the game with the worst earned run average in baseball over the last month and a half, has retired 7 straight and held the Dodgers to 1 through 4. A 2-1 lead. Hello. Having a great time. Perfect night to be here. The temperature in the high 60s, although cool enough like he has to have the hoodie out and the hood up. I feel more and more like October's coming. Charlie Blackmon, top of the Rockies order against Walker Buehler as this game moves along to the 5th. Starts him with a breaking ball for a strike. Other than 2. Charlie 1 for 2 tonight, extending his hitting streak 12 games. That's the longest active streak in the majors. Buehler's matched a career high with 9 Ks tonight.
Be here Saturday when the Dodgers host the Padres during their final series at home. The first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a Manny Machado bobblehead presented by State Farm. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Bobblehead giveaways for the final 5 home games. With Matt Kemp last night, the first ever digital, is that the appropriate way to say it?
It's a crypto token. It'll go in an Ethereum wallet.
An e-bobble. On Friday, Machado Saturday, and then Oral Hershiser bobblehead on Sunday.
Mine's going to have 3 heads.
No, that would be mine. All of them bobbling. Just terrifying.
Can't take my deep, dark stare into your eyes.
It was right through me.
You saw the bulldog.
I did. It was not something I want to see again. Inside corner for a strike, 1-1. LeMahieu's reached on an error both times. It's 1 for 11 in this series. Two on one.
Walker Buehler gets it in the strike zone or around the strike zone. These Rockies have been swinging. About 80% of the time when he throws a strike, they are swinging at it. Very aggressive. One of the reasons it's kind of helped his pitch count kind of get back in order after that debacle in the first.
Through 36 pitches in that first inning. On a 2-1, he drops it in at the knees, 2-2.
He's been over 105 times this year, 79 now, so he could be sniffing getting into the 7th inning.
Which seems crazy when you look at that number in the first. At the knees to get him, and Buehler's got his first double-digit strikeout game as a big leaguer.
Fastball at the knees. Wow.
Tip your cap. Ball 1 on Dahl. 7 of the 9 Rockies in the lineup tonight have at least 1 K. Dahl is one of the 2 guys that doesn't. Walked and scored in the first inning. Had a sharp single in the third. 1 ball, 1 strike. These guys could exchange war stories about torso injuries. In fact, Dahl had one that almost ended his career while he was a minor leaguer. Check swing tapper. Buehler cuts it off. 1, 2, 3, 5th. Halfway home. He's already got a career high 10 Ks, and now the offense tries to get going in support. Kaiser bobblehead on Sunday at 1:10. The Padres are in town to wrap up that series, and the first 40,000 fans in attendance get to take this home. 4 out of the final 5 games of the regular season bobblehead giveaways. I'm biased, but I think that's my favorite.
Well, thank you. My wife is tired of me bringing them all home. She says that closet's getting full.
We need 40,000 of them here. You can't take too many home before Sunday.
No, I'm not talking about mine. I'm talking about everybody else's. Justin Turner, Manny Machado's, Matt Kemp's. I have a collection of them. And she started saying, don't bring them home anymore. We don't need any more. And I said, yes. And she's putting them in my closet now.
Kike Hernandez to open the 5th for the Dodgers against Tyler Anderson, who misses with his first one. It's 1-0. Be funny you bringing home one of your own bobble. Here I am again. Here's another oral bobblehead.
Brought you a present, honey.
Dodgers just 1 hit against Anderson through 4 innings. Even though they've hit it hard. In fact, 6 balls that classify as hard hit, but just 1 hit to show for it. Hard hit is anything 95 miles per hour or above as far as exit velocity. It's taken low, and it's 3-0. And if we can, let's show those numbers again. This is why it's important. If you hit 95 or above off of the bat, so if we're talking about hard hit, the batting average on those balls is 541. Anything with an exit velocity below 95, 218. On the corner, 3-1.
Shows you the speed of the game and the speed of the defenders, too. Above 95, you make your own hole. Below 95, it's not many holes out there.
On a 3-1 pitch, Hernandez hits it sharply. That one gets through, base hit. That was probably hard hit. That was probably 95 or above for Kike Hernandez to open this inning, and the Dodgers have the tying run aboard.
Second hit, and it was a bullet into the 6th hole, and Kike Hernandez. But you know what? These Dodgers are another tight game like last night. 2-2 for a while, then the walk-off home run. This one's kind of shaping up to be that kind of a game.
And it seems like all of them have a chance to at this point, especially with the vibe in this place. It's definitely felt like, here Dave Roberts and the players talking about to start this month how every game is like a playoff game, and it's kind of started to feel like that on a nightly basis in here. Of course, it's not going to feel like exactly what it feels like when October arrives, but it's an elevated sense of urgency from the crowd as well. Here's Grandal taking ball 1.
At a 1.5 lead right now, you win this one 2.5. It feels like, you know, not game over, but getting to be more comfortable. But if you lose this game, it goes back to a half a game. It's like game on.
Healthy cut, but he foul tipped it 1-1. From here, the Rockies go to Arizona, play 3 with the Diamondbacks, who are 4-14 since beating the Dodgers in the first game here a few weeks ago. After that, they'll finish with a 7-game homestand, 4 with the Phillies and 3 with the Nationals. Grandal behind it, 87, 1-2. Everything against teams above 500. Dodgers a couple series against bottom feeders. Padres over the weekend, and then the Giants next weekend. The 1-2.
Two strike counts are not real dangerous tonight against Anderson. He's not getting many swings and misses. He is pitching to contact. When you think about Grandal as a double play candidate, but Anderson doesn't get a lot of ground balls.
On a 2-2 pitch, Grandal watches a perfectly placed strike 3. And now Osmani will know that Tony Randazzo had it right when he goes back and watches.
Yeah, this ball cuts all the way back to the strike zone. It had to feel really wide to Osmani in his eye. That little movement at the end comes back and creeps against the edge of the plate.
One on, one out. Brian Dozier stands in. Brian just missed a home run his first time up. Blackman against the wall in center, caught it.
Remind me of the ball Manny Machado hit last night that ended up being a double that Manny thought was long gone. We had mentioned that as the temperatures drop, the ball does not carry the way it does in batting practice, so sometimes the newer Dodgers can get fooled by the changes between the ball carrying and BP when the sun's still up and then when the sun goes down now. Nothing I ever complained about.
No.
As a pitcher, it's a pretty nice feeling to walk out with a little chill in the air here at Dodger Stadium and knowing they're going to have to really hit it to get it out of here.
Well, there's the two guys that have had to learn kind of how the atmosphere works here, coming over in trades. It's funny, though, they come from different ends of the spectrum, at least in what their previous home ballparks did. Target Field, not an easy place to hit it out. Whereas, as we've talked about, Baltimore, it really flies. The 1-1. Dozier lifts one to left center field. Parra won't get there. Up against the wall. Hernandez flying around third. Relay to the plate. Not in time. Brian Dozier has tied the game with a double.
He has ripped two, one on an arcing fly ball as Morongo slow-mo cam captures this bullet that ends up like a line drive right in the gap. Kike Hernandez with a great jump, great speed, and Chris Woodward with a really good call sending him. You see how close it is? Woodward got it right.
Bringing the crowd to life again. How good does that feel, Brian Dozier? First RBI for him since September 4th. Couldn't have come at a better time in this one, even in the issue up in the 5th. And now it's Buehler, who clubbed a line drive his first time. It was stabbed on the mound by Anderson. This time he takes a strike.
Everybody clap, 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 clap.
Punch foul.
Watching Walker Buehler develop as a pitcher, he's starting to develop as a hitter. Got a very nice approach up there. Doesn't try and do too much and tries to meet the ball right out in front or right at the plate. He's short to the ball with the bat.
Anderson able to get him here for out number 2.
And pitchers like to pick on the fastball when they're hitting. That's what they see in BP. They don't see a lot of major league breaking balls other than once every 5th day when they're in the rotation for 1 or 2 at bats.
So this opportunity belongs to Chris Taylor to try and give the Dodgers their first lead of the night. Rockies got 2 in the first inning against Buehler. Home run from Matt Kemp in the second. RBI double from Dozier here in the 5th. As Brian leads off of second, Taylor gets ready for Anderson's first one. Ball 1. Good arms in the outfield for the Rockies. Thinking about a play at the plate, especially in left with Parra. It's 2-0 on Taylor. Anderson comes home and Taylor swings through it 2-1. Part of what has allowed the Dodgers to take off, winning 6 of 7, has been their ability to come through in these situations. As a team, 345 with runners in scoring position in that span. Dozier takes off on ball 3. And no throw for Iannetta.
Anderson shaking to a pitch. Iannetta doesn't like it. And might tell him a little bit about Anderson's makeup right here. He might have been thinking about tricking Taylor, but Iannetta knows who's on deck. Like, do you really want to pitch around this guy to get to Justin Turner? So instead of forcing Anderson to throw a certain pitch, Iannetta said, we'll go out there and tell him why.
Leadoff walk Hernandez. He scored on the Dozier double. He's now at third and a 3-1. Taylor bunts it along third and foul. Strike 2. I love the play, Dave Roberts says.
Yep. Chris tried yesterday. Base hit or foul was just foul and a possible base hit, and the same strategy on this one. Don't give an out away. So I love the play. I love the play. You know what? Why does he say that out loud? Not for the television camera, for everybody around him. And teammates that are evaluating whether they like the play or not. And the manager's letting everybody know, no, that's the way I want us to play.
Now payoff. Got him swinging. Dodgers tie it, but they strand the go-ahead run at third after 5 innings, 2-2.
striking finish, and Walker Buehler finished off Nolan Arenado in his first at bat with the slider away, and then the second at bat, both of them in jams, but Buehler rose to the occasion with his breaking ball and put him away. Now about to face him for the third time.
Right in those career high 10 strikeouts. Somehow at just 83 pitches, considering the 36 pitch first. Strike one on Arenado.
The total in the first inning, and then all the strikeouts, and you'd think, oh, he'd be up against his pitch count, but he's still got it about 20 before Dave Roberts will think about getting out.
Quickly 0-2.
7 of the 10 strikeouts on fastballs, 3 on his slider. 2 of those 3 against Arenado, who's at the plate, and now he's got 2 strikes on him. Does he try and finish him off the same way?
Would you?
Why not if he's swinging at it, but I'm not going to throw it for a strike. They're going fastball in. You know, a guy who's in a place where Arenado is right now, which is a slump, plus mentally you can see the frustration and the over-trying. You don't need to throw him a strike. And if he's already chased those ones about 6-8 inches off the plate, especially now after that fastball in, I think he can go right back out there. Just do not throw it for a strike.
I think he's doing it. Fastball, I mean, same location, same idea, but 98, same result.
Well, you know he's starting the bat visually when the ball's away from him, so pretty much any pitch, just don't throw it for a strike.
For Arenado, that's 5 consecutive strikeouts back to last night. Tie game, 6th inning. 11 Ks for Buehler, who gets ready to work against Parra, who is 0 for 2. Ball 1. Strike 1. Parra shoots one wide of the line, and it's 1-2. Not by much. Two and 2.
We're getting close to the part of the game where Colorado's going to feel like their season's on the line. If they lose this game and fall 2.5 out, they're going to feel like they're going to need to do something real special in their last 10. And if they get the win tonight, they're going to feel like, you know what? That's good. We're back to being ourselves. Let's just do our normal thing and win our fair share.
Just misses up and the count goes full. If the Rockies find a way to win tonight, it pretty much becomes a 10-game season.
Dodgers have 9. They'll have 10. That half a game will be in their back pocket as far as whether they win or lose. They would catch the Dodgers if they win, and they would be a full game out if they would lose that extra game.
If the Dodgers win tonight, Rockies going to need some help. It's just with that little amount of time left, a half game as compared to 2.5 games.
And a half game that it's your half game to play, which feels a lot better than knowing the Dodgers have the other one to play, and if they win it, we have no chance. So it's still within their grasp.
You know the last time the Dodgers led by more than a game and a half?
Never?
Correct. Last year.
And the season started on March 29th.
Yep.
And they've been as far out as what, 8.5? Something like that.
Yeah,
back to that
right.
May 17th area.
After losing 6 straight. 4 to the Reds, 2 to the Marlins. They sat 9 back. It was actually a few days before that 6-game losing streak. Rockies have been as far back as 8. It was in late June. Another payoff. Hits Parra.
93-mile-an-hour cutter to the left ankle. No, it's the shin. Anybody who has shin splints, this is a severe case.
Ouch.
He got hit there by a Dale Murphy line drive once. Boys, it swell up in a hurry if it hits you right in that right spot down there. And it is hard to walk, hard to put pressure on it.
Even if you're not a shin splints guy, probably walking to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
Oh,
You know, edge of the bed frame, or
yeah.
except the bed frame's not moving at 90 miles per hour.
He wants to play, but he doesn't know what to say yet. He has not tested it in any way to play baseball.
Man. A 31-year-old, 10-year Major League veteran trying to tough it out here. Broke into a bit of a run there and continue to see the wincing.
So if I'm Walker Buehler, I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist right here. And I think, is he doing this because he's going to run first move? So I'm going to check on him. I'm going to come set, and I might even be picking off a couple times. Let's see how good your leg is. So I'm just telling you, on the other side, the killer instinct side of being a competitor, you can't feel sorry right now in a 2-2 game in a division race. You've got to think every level and how you can bury people as far as winning the game.
Love it when the Bulldog comes out. And Parra, when he is feeling right, he's a good base runner. Stole a bag last night, 11th of the season. And it's Ian Desmond who drove in the 2 Rockies runs in the first inning. Strike 1. Big rip at a fastball neck high. A pop-up on the right side of the infield, easily playable for Brian Dozier. Desmond is out number 2.
Friday on an all-new Backstage Dodgers, we're looking back at the best backstage moments so far this year. From Max Muncy's home run derby to Andre Ethier's retirement ceremony, don't miss Backstage Dodgers, presented by Cadillac, Friday after the postgame on Sportsnet LA.
2 gone and a tie game in the 6th. And here's Ryan McMahon. Local guy, modern day high school, 23 years old, back and forth between the majors and the minors this year. He's been up for good since late July. A couple of huge home runs against the Dodgers out of those 5 this season. Back-to-back nights in early August, beat the Dodgers with homers.
With Trevor Story out, this is Trevor's at bat. Desmond slid over from first to short tonight. And McMahon is playing first. It's a big loss for the Rockies if he's out longer than these few games. They've got the off day tomorrow, off yesterday, recovering, off today, recovering, off day tomorrow. Will he be back in there, or will he be full strength?
The hope is that he'll be back and ready to go for the Arizona series on Friday. 100th pitch of the night is a 96-mile-per-hour fastball that's by the bat of McMahon, and it's 1-2. Buehler comes set for the 1-2. A 12-strikeout night for Walker Buehler. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Walker Buehler, new career high, 12 strikeouts over 6 innings tonight. No earned runs.
Absolutely fantastic. Hit a batter, walked a man. But when you strike out 12, have a couple of errors behind you, and you give your chance a chance to win through 6 innings, only giving up those 2, earned or unearned, you've done an amazing job.
Defense gets a little bit better here. Sampson comes in at short. Desmond moves back to first, and Justin Turner takes strike 1 from Tyler Anderson. Anderson putting together one of his best starts in a long time. ERA near 9 over the last month plus. He's given up 2 runs on 3 hits. His 0-1 to Turner. In there for strike 2. Turner, who came into the game .500 with the average against Anderson in his career, is 0 for 2. One of the best in baseball with 2 strikes. Waits on a 2-strike offering. Fouls it back. Turner said after the game last night that it's a good thing Chris Taylor hit the game-winning home run, but if he didn't, I was gonna. He's waiting on deck. You wouldn't doubt him.
No, that's his attitude. That's the attitude of a big leaguer. He's locked in right now. In his first at bat, he flew out to center and he just missed a pitch. And then in this at bat, fouled back a fastball and just missed it. Anderson throws one again near that middle. It looks like he's about to time it up and square it up.
The 1-2. And Turner pulls his hands in, rolls it foul.
Same swing, same approach, just a different pitch right there. A little cutter at 89 that doesn't get in on him, but he has to release the front side and kind of come over the top of it.
Two game, 6th inning. A 1-2 pitch. Wrapped around the plate and even the count out.
He took a shot with the backdoor cutter like he punched out Yasmani Grandal. Just didn't make its way back to the plate.
On 2-2, Justin Turner slaps it foul, spoiling another. Machado and Bellinger to follow against Anderson. Ferguson and Baez getting ready for the 7th. In the Rockies bullpen, it's Scott Ober. Seventh pitch of the at-bat. There will be an 8th. And an at-bat that started 0-2. Full count.
Really hard when you know a hitter's in good rhythm like this, a great eye, and you don't feel like you have a weapon that's going to make him swing and miss or hit it weakly. You're just hoping to get him out.
You never really have throughout your career. 3-2. Turner gets under it. We'll do it again. On the 11th pitch, magnificent. Justin Turner walks to open the 6th.
Oh for 2 with a walk, but he is a tone setter.
There's a board for Machado in a tie game in the 6th. You know, Manny's had some good moments since coming over to the Dodgers. The numbers are fine. Numbers are above average. but he's yet to have that real signature moment in a Dodger uniform. Hits it back to the mound. There's 1 and 2.
First baseman, Bellinger.
So the bases are empty. And with 2 gone, Bellinger comes up. Cody tonight 0 for 2, 1 for 6 in this series. On Anderson's first pitch, Bellinger dribbles it foul, strike 1. Cody talking himself through it. Broke his bat, caught it first by Desmond, and the inning is over. He's already broken, but he made sure of it. Through a 6.
Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. This Dodger bullpen has been absolutely amazing this month. Third best in Major League Baseball. If it's Kenta Maeda, if it's Caleb Ferguson, if it's Dylan Floro, or if it's Pedro Baez or the big closer at the end, Kenley Jansen, they have all been on their game and been part of this surge into first place.
Who's in, who's out, brought to you by In-N-Out Burger. Pedro Baez for the 7th.
Had 3 days off. His last outing against St. Louis, an inning where he was clean and has allowed just 1 run in his last 13 outings. He is on a roll.
Chris Iannetta leads the inning off for the Rockies, tied at 2. Dodgers going for the sweep. Rockies trying to salvage 1 and keep their hopes alive. Not that they would be completely eliminated with the loss here, but as we've detailed, I think it's really difficult for Colorado if they fall 2.5 back. And especially when you're looking at another tight game. Like we often talk about it, all the tighter the game, the more it hurts when you don't win it. A ball, 1 strike.
And we're really at a point now. They are playing like a game 7, like their season's on the line, and the Dodgers are playing for equity. Both have pressure, but right now it is hanging in the balance for the Rockies.
1-2. 98, bottom of the zone.
After the first inning, these Rockies are 1 for 17 with 10 Ks off of Walker Buehler, and now they're facing Baez, who has been on a roll and dotting 98.
He comes home with a 1-2. Iannetta flies it to right field where Matt Kemp waits. And this thing comes tumbling down for the first out. Dave Roberts started towards the mound, and now he's going to ask game planning coordinator Danny Lehman for something. They've announced Tapia, and with that, Dave Roberts is going to make a move. So Baez does his job, getting the right-handed batting Iannetta.
Justin Turner, every reliever that does the job on one batter says something sarcastically, it makes them all start smiling. What are you, tired, Pedro? You okay?
Doing just fine. Here comes Caleb Ferguson. Rookie Caleb Ferguson, who's on after the left-handed batting Raimel Tapia was introduced.
A lot of that ERA at 3.5 is when he was a starter, and since being in the bullpen, an ERA just over 2. And you're right, very, very reliable that he's going to fill up the strike zone with the fastball and the curveball. Will not back down from any situation and has become a very high leverage piece for Dave Roberts.
Tapia spent most of the season in AAA. And so Bub Black sending him up there in a big spot. All the spots are big at this point. 2-2, top 7, bases empty, 1 gone. And with his speed, Justin Turner plays on the edge of the infield grass as Ferguson kicks and deals, and Tapia swings through a fastball, strike 1. Strike 2. The 2 strikes. Turner backs up a few steps. Wow. He just came right at him. 3 fastballs, 3 strikes, and an out. 2 gone in the 7th.
Nice catch by Yasmani Grandal and 3 nice pitches by this young man.
Yeah, back to the top for Charlie Blackmon. Started him with a curve that lands for a strike. Charlie Blackmon homered against Caleb Ferguson at Coors Field last series. On this 0-1 pitch, fastball up the middle. Justin Turner ends the inning. We stretch in a 2-2 game. How much fun are you having as September winds near the end with the Dodgers a game and a half in front of the Rockies?
Here in the bottom of the 7th inning in this tie game. Time now to look ahead to brought to you by Wells Fargo to the pitching probables for the next series. On Friday, it's going to be Eric Lauer against Rich Hill. Then on Saturday, it's going to be Nix against Ross Stripling. And then on Sunday, that man right there, Hyunjin Ryu, will finish off the season series with the Padres. He's going up against Joey Lucchesi, guys.
Pitching in the final home game of the regular season as Scott Oberg comes on to pitch for the Rockies bullpen in a tie game in the 7th.
Pitched well in this series so far. Yesterday, an inning and a third, a couple of strikeouts. His 205 relief appearances since his debut in 2015 are the most of any of the Rockies.
He's gone 12 2/3 in a row without an earned run and given up just 1 run in his last 18 appearances. Part of the Rockies bullpen turnaround over the last month. Jock Peterson pinch hitting to open the inning, taking ball 1. 4 home runs in his last 7 games. and 3 home runs in 10 at-bats against Scott Oberg. On a 1-0, he had a healthy rip and a miss, 1-1. This was a pinch hit home run that he had against Oberg earlier this season. He's ahead 2-1. Went up after that one, fouled it back, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fly foul, will do it again. What a new looking bat he's got there, like a pinkish barrel.
I don't know if that's the same model he was using from the Louisville Slugger factory that he had made that day and hit a few home runs. He's been alternating between a bat that looks a little bit like this style, but it's definitely a little bit more neon than the other ones we're used to.
Yeah, it's popping. Pop up. Iannetta. And Peterson's the first out. So you go from Peterson, who had 3 home runs and 10 ABs, to Muncy, who has 1 home run and 3 ABs against Scott Oberg. In fact, that same night that Jock Peterson hit the pinch hit home run against Oberg, Muncy did as well.
And both hit him the opposite field. Muncy's just clearing, Peterson's just clearing. They don't get the aid of the Coors Field effect here at Dodger Stadium, but both can hit him out of here in the opposite field too.
Oberg misses inside with a fastball. 33 homers on the season to lead the team. Of course, Machado combined 35, but at least in a Dodger uniform, 33 the most. The 1-0. Muncy takes it high. Ball 2. The walks have gone way up again for Max. He says that as far as how he just feels, he's pretty much felt the same all season. It's just for whatever reason, that month stretch there around the All-Star break, lost his sense of discipline at pitches like that. Here on a 2-0, he takes strike 1.
I love what you told me that Brant Brown said.
Force field's back up. Here comes the Max Muncy strike zone. Two runs on 3 hits, both sides tonight.
Hitters count. Facing a guy who has 33 home runs, prepared by Turner Ward with their book with all the info and what to look for.
Muncy takes another borderline pitch calmly and puts himself in the driver's seat at 3-1.
2-1 off-speed pitch from Oberg.
Grandal due next in the tie game in the 7th. Max Muncy takes ball 4. And the go-ahead run reaches with 1 out in the 7th. Grandal gets to bat from his more powerful side for the first time tonight. Walking a strikeout right-handed. He thought he'd won it last night, didn't he?
He did.
It's Maeda. He even gave the bat drop. Caught in front of the wall and left. 1-0.
It never runs out to the mound like he's mad at you. He walks out calmly. So he walks from behind the plate like he's going to be a manager. I'm just getting flashbacks of Mike Scioscia walking out to me.
Good bedside manner.
Very good bedside manner, but he could walk out calmly and still bite your head off. But it was usually necessary.
Once he takes his lead at first as Grandal takes a strike. It's 1-1. Yasmani won for his last 16 since that 3-hit performance in Cincinnati that had you hoping he was ready to catch fire again. Obert comes home. Grandal yanks one down the line. Base hit. Does it get to the wall? Sliding stop by David Dahl. Muncy's held at third on a double from Grandal.
They want the changeup down. They get it up. It might even have been a backup slider. Grandal doesn't miss it no matter what it is. He sees the ball there up in his eyes and swats it down in the corner. This is a nice play. That is a run-saving play by Dahl. If he doesn't hustle over there and put that one right in the leather, Muncy will score, but you get it before that wall and it starts caroming around. It's a 2nd and 3rd and 1 out.
With the infield pulled in, here comes Yasiel Puig. Another visit from Chris Iannetta. So Dave Roberts goes with Yasiel Puig over Brian Dozier. And a situation where there are a number of ways to execute. A number of ways to be the latest to step into the spotlight in the late innings.
Yasiel's track record right now is, in big moments, he sticks with his plan. He doesn't let the crowd or the moment take him away from his attack.
On the first one, he hits a chopper foul. He's the National League Player of the Week. One of the best 24-hour spans in recent memory for any player on any team when he hit 5 home runs in St. Louis. Here he's got Muncy at third and Grandal at second. All eyes on Puig. center field. It's Puig's turn. Puig with a tie-breaking 3-run home run. The Dodgers 5, the Rockies 2. Brought to you by Arco. Puig with a home run and a bat flip for the ages.
Right out of the screen. The bat probably goes about 20 feet in the air. A slider that he absolutely crushes. His 6th home run in his last 19 at-bats. And he knew it right away, and so did the stands here at Dodger Stadium. Flexing the muscles to the dugout, coming around third.
Wow. There has been some magic in this ballpark this week. It's Puig's 6th home run in his last 19 at-bats. Now it's Chris Russin. And the latest reinforcement sent up there, David Freese, takes the ball. One and one. How's that cough button over there?
I hit the wrong one.
Oh. You hit the button that actually makes you cough.
I actually missed the button. Puig's home run choked me up.
You're only human. A quick pitch gets him strike 2. Dodgers trailed this game 2-0 after a half inning. The Rockies had the bases loaded before there was an out recorded. Settled for 2 on the Desmond hit. Dodgers getting single runs in the 2nd and the 5th, and then 3 here in the Puig homer. now frees, serves one towards the right field corner, and Dahl runs over to catch it for the second out.
Left fielder, number 3, Chris Taylor.
Up comes Taylor. Maeda continues to loosen. How good did he look last night?
The bullpen is starting to look very thick with talent. Really kind of settling in. Alex Wood down there now. Maeda, the way he's throwing. Kenley looks like he's back on his game. Caleb Ferguson's been amazing. Dylan Floro.
Ground ball. That's foul. I mentioned Floro. There was an article about Dylan Floro on Fangraphs today. By some measures, he's been one of the best pitchers in all of baseball since the Dodgers acquired him.
Turbo sinker.
It is ridiculous. We joked around that Pitching Ninja was working on that one sinker last night. I don't know if you're familiar with his work. Different videos of crazy movement on pitches like that. He was all over that individual pitch we were talking about. Down the line, foul.
Yeah, it breaks like a split finger fastball, but it's what, 94 miles an hour?
Right. Not supposed to work like that.
Guess not. It just comes in and the bottom drops out of it. It's hilarious. You hear people on Twitter, they say, how would you hit that? Well, you just take it. You don't swing at that pitch. It's like, but it looks like it's right there the whole time, and then it disappears.
Got him looking. Side retired. But the latest memorable moment is courtesy Yasiel Puig. A pinch hit, tie-breaking 3-run home run. And after 7, the Dodgers 5, the Rockies 2. Yasiel. Have a weak LA Dodgers. They're chanting his name. Now it's Maeda trying to lock it down. He's got strike 1 on DJ LeMahieu. Get your eraser or your pen or whatever it is you're using out. Peterson, Bellinger, Puig, the new outfield. Taylor goes from left to second. David Freese is in at first. 0-2.
Maeda only took 10 pitches last night to have a very nice inning.
It was immaculate with a typo. You know, like just one letter wrong. Only pitch that wasn't a strike was 2 inches off of the corner. Here he comes with an 0-2. That's ball 1.
Starting to lose it.
Got to get the hook. Got to get ahead of it, Doc. Scott Alexander. Goes righty, lefty, righty, lefty. First 4 hitters in the Rockies lineup in this inning. Of course, that's by design from Bud Black to start the game. Throughout the entire lineup, he rotates lefty, righty, trying to make it difficult on Dave Roberts to manage the bullpen. Swing and a miss on one that falls out of the zone for the first out. We check into studio for a preview of Access Sportsnet Dodgers.
All right, thanks, guys. A career-high 12 strikeouts tonight for Walker Buehler. But the story right now, Jay, here, Yasiel Puig's pinch-hit 3-run bomb.
You know, the kids say Puig it ain't easy. I beg to differ.
Mercy. We'll see you guys coming up right after the game. Hopefully, another Dodger win.
Tip the cap, the pavilion, showing its appreciation. One gone, 8th inning. David Dahl. Change up for strike 1. Threw it again. This time he checked. And the count evens 1-1.
It has been an entertaining series for these Dodger fans. Big explosion by the offense in game 1 to climb into first place. A tight one last night with a walk-off home run by Chris Taylor. Now Yasiel Puig coming off the bench with a 3-run blast.
So much fun. So sad that it's the last week of games here in the regular season.
Some exciting moments have come off the Dodger bench this year. That was their 8th pinch hit home run. That's the 2nd most in the National League.
He went around. You know, last year in the 105-win season, it was like there was just this magical string from opening day until 162. Maybe a little more spread out, but it's very highly concentrated here in this recent stretch. When you go back to the series against the Diamondbacks, the 3 straight days with the dramatic wins late. And those moments that you're going to remember when you look back on the 2018 season, those have started to pile up quickly when they've needed to most. 2 outs. Arenado lays off his slider for ball 1. Three Ks tonight and strikeouts in 5 consecutive plate appearances back to last night. On a 1-0. A cue shot inside the bag. Boy, Arenado has been desperate for something like that. And with Puig feeling himself right now, he won't even dare.
Way out in front of that slider. Arenado looks up like he popped it up. It's off the end of the bat. Cue shot right down the line. Hits the bag, stays fair. Down by 3 with 2 out. Not going anywhere, but just getting to first base.
First batter to reach against Maeda in this series. He'll leave to a good hand. is brought to you by your SoCal Land Rover retailers. Scott Alexander on in a 5-2 game here in the 8th inning with a man at first and 2 out.
Dave Roberts playing matchup, but also is making sure he keeps everyone relevant. We heard that so much during the regular season on how he would choose the lineup to keep everybody fresh and to get guys in there to keep them relevant as far as their timing as an offensive player. Well, same thing here in September with such a thick bullpen. You've got to use guys and use them a little bit more judiciously so that you can keep everybody current on feeling their rhythm and being locked in.
Maeda recorded 5 outs in the 2 games, all of them on strikeouts. And the cue shot hit for Arenado keeps the inning alive for a pinch hitting Matt Holliday. That's off the end of the bat. 1 pitch. And Alexander's job is complete. 5-2 to the bottom of the 8th. By Nissan. Off day tomorrow to catch your breath, and the Padres are in for the final 3 home games of the regular season. Then to the final week of the regular season. 3 in Arizona, 3 in San Francisco.
You know, lately the only teams the Dodgers haven't won the series from are the Reds and the Mets, so watch out for that San Diego series.
And San Francisco. You just never know.
Yeah.
Soon 1-0 to pitch the 8th for the Rockies.
The Diamondbacks pretty much waving the white flag. They break out and don't play their regulars today, and they score 4 in the first inning.
I didn't even see. Did they win?
Oh, yeah, like 9-0 with guys they were just trying to get some big league reps with.
Strike 1 on Justin Turner. That finished off a stretch for the Chicago Cubs. There's the Cubs that they beat 9-0. But 30 days in a row without an off day. The Cubs went 18-11 in that stretch. They did have a rainout in there. And included that homestand where they had to leave on an off day in the middle of the homestand to go play a game in D.C. Makeup game, 1-2. Where Anthony Rizzo, did you see what he wore?
No.
He wore his full uniform on the team charter. Spikes and everything.
I'm just ready to go.
Yeah.
It's like travel ball when you're younger.
Yeah.
Get out of the car and go. This is get out of the plane and go.
That was get out of my kitchen with that pitch.
Yeah, it was close to his hands again with a full swing.
Kelly Jansen warming for the ninth.
You get nervous when he's taking this one. This one, he's swinging to get it off of him. It would have hit him right in the center of the chest.
This is Sunwano out of Korea. He had a couple of the best nicknames that you'll find in baseball over there. The Final Boss, longtime closer there. And Stone Buddha for just being unshaken. Never too high, never too low, always that same look. A 2-2. Turner reaches out and drags the slow roller to short. Low throw, but a nice play by Desmond. One gone in the eighth for Manny Machado. And he had the 3-hit game last Thursday in St. Louis. He's 4 for 25 since. Cracks his bat, sends it to LeMahieu. A couple quick outs.
Man, he's full body of work. He has dropped now below 300. Came in today 298, down to 296 now. Now a little lower than that. But Black's going to make a change.
Left-handed batting Bellinger coming up. They'll take it from Sunwano and bring on Jake McGee. Is really the primary focus this offseason for the Rockies when they were building the roster for the 2018 season was the bullpen. Gave 3 years, $27 million to Brian Shaw, who is no longer a high leverage guy. They gave the same deal to Jake McGee to bring him back, 3 years, $27 million. Both those guys have fallen into high leverage roles and they've reshaped the bullpen and kind of gotten back on track. But you know, if the Rockies finish this season and they are looking up at the Dodgers, looking up in the wild card, You're going to go look at those stretches of bad bullpen and wonder what could have been if they'd gotten the performances they'd paid for.
Yeah, the early on disappointments, and now when they get it together, the offense gets a flat tire. And so all of a sudden, they are not putting it together. The offense and the starting pitching was there early, but the bullpen wasn't. And now the starting pitching has started to falter. Bullpen's fine, but offense is down.
Yeah, they've got 1 inning to try and figure it out, but as it stands right now, Oral, 9 runs in the 6 games on this road trip. Strike 1 on Bellinger. Cardinals lost earlier today, so the Rockies had a chance to gain a game in the wild card. By the way, I've been saying the potential tie-breaking scenario a little bit wrong. Not wrong, just there's another step to it. If there happened to be a 3-way tie between the Dodgers, Rockies, and Cardinals, Dodgers and Rockies would play game 163 to decide the division. Winner moves on to the postseason. Please don't strike out. There's more to it. 0-2. Whew, thank goodness. Okay. So game 163. Winner moves on to the postseason as the division champ. Loser goes and plays St. Louis in St. Louis. Not in the wild card game, but for the right to be the second wild card. And so the winner of that game then goes to Milwaukee, assuming they were the other wild card, and plays in the wild card game a day later. That is a heck of a play by Nolan Arenado.
Does the cue shot hit get him going offensively and defensively?
Bellinger's saying hold on. Let's take a look, see if it might have beaten that out. And Dave Roberts says play on. To the ninth we go. 5-2. And a sweep for the Dodgers.
Second in the National League in saves. This is going for 36. Wade Davis on the other side with Colorado has 40. And Kenley has looked better and better every outing.
Seeing Desmond to start the ninth. A long time ago, he started the storm with a 2-run single against Walker Buehler in the first inning. But the Dodgers getting one in the second and in the fifth, and then the 3-run homer from Puig in the seventh. Broke his bat. Won't be an easy play. Turner with a bare hand. Gets him.
Colorado down to 3 outs. They're going to take a good long look at this before they let the game continue. Boy, that is close. He looks out. There's a foot over the bag, not on the bag.
Really close. They're going to challenge it.
They almost have to when it's that close and hope it goes their way, but I'm not sure there's enough evidence there. We would get a report from New York that it stands because the call in the field was out.
What a play by Turner. We talked about last night's game. He had an error early that led to a run and then had a great defensive play to save a run. Tonight he had an error early. And he might have just made a great defensive play to keep the leadoff man off the bases in the ninth.
He and Desmond over on the top step of the Rockies bench.
He's out.
A nice start to the ninth inning. Kenley Jansen gets the broken bat bleeder, and Justin Turner puts a tourniquet on it.
Good word.
Bleeder.
Yep.
Usually used for a hit, but that could have been one.
5-2 ninth inning. Garrett Hampson came on defensively last inning, so his first at bat of the night begins with strike one. Ball on a strike. If Jansen can hang on here, the Dodgers for the first time this season would lead by more than a game and a half. Lead would grow to 2.5. Looking for their 7th win out of their last 8. Their 18th out of their last 25. Beginning with a Game 2 magic against Arizona. That 4-game series to open the month. That's a strike. It's 1-2. And coming into this stretch with the Dodgers chasing both Arizona and Colorado, you knew that a lot of it was going to come down to what they did head-to-head against those teams. It took 3 of 4 from Arizona. They're 2 outs away from taking 5 of 6 from Colorado. Jansen's 1-2. He struck him out. 2 gone, 9th inning.
When Kenley is able to cut the ball to his arm side, he is locked in. Watch this. He's getting to the correct side of the ball and getting the cutting action on that side of the plate. He is starting to really feel it. It's easy to cut it to your glove side and kind of pull it over there when you're not at your best. But that one takes some excellent execution.
Up to Iannetta trying to keep things alive. Jansen to the plate. Ball 1. Off day tomorrow. Padres on Friday. Final 3 home games of the regular season. And then it's on to Arizona and San Francisco to wrap up. Two and up. strike one.
Iannetta taking all the way. He's going to do anything he can to get on the base. Kenley Jansen going to do anything he can do to prevent it.
Strike two. Fly to center field. The Dodgers send another not so gentle reminder to the West. To beat the champs, you got to knock them out. They have swept the Rockies and lead the division by 2.5.
Time now for the Lexus play of the game. Yasiel Puig's blast off the bench for a 3-run homer. A pitch that used to eat him alive. He carried on out of here and carried the Dodgers in the second half of this game.
Got a curtain call. The latest hero for the Dodgers, number 66. For Hershiser, Alana Rizzo, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Stay tuned. Access Sportsnet Dodgers begins now.